Hey guys, salut mes amis, och hallå gubbar. While we wait for CS2's release, we're also anticipating 2 new maps coming this week. At least that's what the pattern suggests. Every 2 weeks or so now, we've seen 2 new maps, and my guess for the next 2 is Inferno and Italy. Let's talk a little bit about the maps we might see coming, and also speculate when we think the game will come out, right after Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is an automated service that lets you trade skins instantly for a fee, sign up now, and get up to $5 bonus. Simply add items from your inventory, then find skins that matches your current balance. Site offers live support 24/7. You can also top up your balance if you're missing a few dollars, and there's a lot of skins to choose from. Visit my link down below to get to Skins Monkey. Now, Ale, our main man, blasted out this speculation tweet. A little history lesson, he teamed up with Aquarius in 2022, forming an amazing duo to unveil what might be the juiciest leaks of all time. Gabe Follower was also involved in this. But these mad lads found out that there's been some sneaky devs working on maps for Source 2. This revelation was like the opening act, and I remember how this truly started the Source 2 hype train. So, diving into their treasure chest of findings, Overpass is the only map released. The rest of the gang, except for Overpass, are hiding in the CS2 game files, but are not ready to step out just yet. And Thor gave us a neat album to showcase this. Here you can see all the unreleased maps that have appeared in CS2's game files, which are basically just screenshots. All the ones with the S2 prefixes are there, except for one. Cobble was also on last year's hit list. However, the only Cobble mentioned in the CS2 game files is from an old screenshot of the map. This is different from all the other screenshots which happen to feature a CS2 version of the map. Now, the hype around this map is not a joke, and Valve knows it. They're very well aware of the community's excitement for this map to reappear. And thanks to Ale and Aquarius, they've discovered that the devs were cooking up Cobble in Source 2 last year. So this could mean 2 things. They've scraped the idea of releasing it all together, or they're planning to release it, but they want to be super careful not to reveal anything. They might surprise us with Cobble for CS2. What do you guys think? For fun, I decided to create a list of all the maps that were found and tracked in 2022. Additionally, there are 2 maps that were off the radar in last year's findings, but have since been released and found in the game files. So, with this information in front of us, there's a couple of interesting points to highlight. To start with, most maps are present in the game files, yet many remain unreleased, especially those with the S2 prefix. This might hint that the completion of CS2 is still a distant goal. Or Valve might be considering sidelining some maps and delay them to accelerate the game's release. Whatever the case, there's a good chance we'll see these maps in future updates. Another thing to point out is that a fair number of these maps have made cameo appearances in the CS2 maps trailer. This is proof that Valve's devs have been grinding on these maps since last year. The timeline makes sense, especially when you consider the silence for CSGO updates. It's plausible that many of these maps were already in their final moments, geared up for specific scheduled launches throughout this summer. Another thing worth mentioning is that Cobble and Dust are the only maps that haven't made their debut in the game or even in the game files. Short Dust was found in the game files, but Cobble remains hidden, as I previously explained. Another intriguing bit is that both Vertigo and Anubis were released for CS2, but they were MIA in the 2022 findings. This suggests that we might see more maps coming out of the blue. I also want to quickly remind you guys about an important observation here. Maps such as Dust 2, Mirage, Nuke, and Office have all been released without the S2 prefix based on the 2022 findings, and none of these maps were promoted as overhauls. On the other hand, Overpass has been released, and it proudly sports the S2 prefix. This shows that any map tagged with the S2 prefix is most likely set for an overhaul. The images from the game files seem to prove this point. These maps are distinctively different from their CSGO counterparts. Looking at Short Dust, yeah, you can clearly see a difference. Inferno, the same. Shoots is probably hard for some of you because it's not a map that a lot of you have played, but just looking at the CSGO version, it's not even the same theme. Italy is also totally different, so it's a safe bet that the maps with S2 prefixes are overhaul maps. Overall, just looking at this list, it still seems like Valve has a long way to go. Once again, that doesn't mean Valve will release CS2 when all maps are released, which takes us to the next question. When will the game be released? I've seen a lot of tweets hinting at specific dates, but to clarify, and I want to make this a strong point in this video, none of these dates that you see online are confirmed. One thing we know based on past experience is that Valve are famous for being late. So much so that there's an entire page dedicated to logging all the times they were late on promises. Just based on this, it's possible that CS2 will arrive later than promised. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's true either. They could end up delivering on time. Valve is located in Washington, in the the US, summer officially ends on September 22nd. However, end of summer can be flexible in business context, so the exact date might vary based on the situation. A while ago, I predicted that they would release CS2 officially in October this year, and honestly, I'm still gonna stick to that prediction. For an open beta or anything like that, I have no expectations or guesses, but it would be a positive surprise to see something along those lines anytime soon. In fact, there's a possibility that we might even get an update tonight. Peace.